Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 248. We were made to be great. Another way of saying that is we were made for difficulty and do hard, arduous, difficult tasks. That's what we were made for. And I was just listening to a podcast, Matt Fradd. I don't know if you know who Matt Fradd is, but it was Matt Fradd and Father Mike Schmidt. And he was talking about like intermittent fasting and doing hard races and CrossFit and doing difficult physical tasks. And they were kind of talking about that. We feel like in our lifetime that we want to relax. We want to we want to loaf, and we want to not do work, and we want to rest. And life's not about that. We're actually here for the toil. We're here for the fight, because whether you believe it or not, we're living in the Vale of Tears, and we're living in the hard, difficult times of the fallen nature of man. That when Adam and Eve betrayed the Lord, that He handed down essentially a task for us to do. That you will toil, and sweat and blood and tears. That's the way it's going to be. And women, you're going to have children, and it's going to be painful and horrible. And these things will bring you great reward, but they're going to be difficult and hard. And that's the way that life should be. And I think that's the appropriate perspective of how we want to orient our lives. That we're not made for ease. We're not made for relaxation. We're not made for sleeping and falling down and not taking on the world. We're made to actually put our shoulders back, move heavy weight, pick up a damn load, and fight. That's what we're made to do. And when I say fight for good reasons, fight for righteousness, fight for virtue, fight for the Lord. And these things are never easy. They're actually always hard. And that if our goal in our life is retirement, if our goal in our life is to get to the weekend and relax, if our goal in our life is vacation, well, then we're not oriented in the proper direction towards the Lord, because the Lord gave us bones and muscles and a brain and a prefrontal cortex and everything else. And He also gave us the chance and the possibility to get to heaven. If He gave us all these wonderful gifts of health and life and youth and His church and all the great things that we could partake in our lives, there's no way, and if you could do the logical reasoning with this, there's no way the Lord wanted us to relax. Right? Think about that. Like, the Lord gives you the capacity to pick up massive amounts of weight and move massive loads and do great things. And He told you, by the way, you're going to toil, because what Adam and Eve did. Do you think the Lord actually wanted you to create a system where you could relax? No. And so that's the fallen nature of man. It's our inclination. Our inclination is to be lazy and to be sloth-like and to effeminacy, to be attached to what is easy, to surf the internet all day long or watch TV all day long. And you could see it. You could see it in children. You could see it in adults. You could see it. Everybody is trying to do what's easy, but that's not what we were intended for. We were intended to be great, because we're made in the likeness of an image of God. That we could actually do wonderful, great things with our minds and our bodies and our capabilities. So therefore, I want everybody out there, by the way, everybody out there, whether their inclinations are towards sports, their inclinations are towards weightlifting, their inclinations are towards child rearing, their inclinations are towards reading, their inclinations are towards learning. Find out what you do well, right? Find out what you do well, and then do it. But do it better than you thought you could do it, and do it to the point where it actually stresses you. It's like a difficult task. And do great things with that, because if you're really good at Shakespeare, let's just say, which I'm not, by the way. I'm not good at literature. I'm not good at interpreting poems. I'm not if you're great at that, think about what you could bring that literature to people like me. You could actually say, hey, Hamlet said this, or the Montagues and the Capulets said this. You could actually learn some Shakespeare. And if you get great at it, you can actually bring it to my level, and you can actually make my life better, because then I can actually now enjoy literature, and then I can bring that to a whole bunch of other people, like my 9 children. That's okay. Here's the deal. I'm a little fiery guy. I can lift some weights. I like to run and exercise, and I also like to read. Maybe I can actually do really hard physical tasks. And maybe I can like teach other children how to strain their body and stress their body in terms of weightlifting. Maybe I could do that so they can grow up and become like really impenetrable, like bulletproof human beings. That if they're big and strong and they're able to defend themselves, then maybe they can actually take that into the world and do wonderful things with that. And so, well, anyway, all these things, like think about you're good at, but you're not inclined to do, and then go and pray about it, meditate about it, and then do it. Like literally, I'm too tired. Well, who cares? I have, I want to watch this TV show. No, don't do that. We were made to be great. We were made to do hard, arduous, difficult tasks. And so just do it and then find out what it is. And then, here's the other thing, by the way. You can actually do that and then you can make a business out of it. And if you make a business out of it by bringing these difficult, good, virtuous, hard, difficult tasks to other people's lives, you can actually benefit from that. And if you benefit from that, by the way, everybody benefits. You benefit because you brought something to somebody else that they wanted. And, this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Don't be lazy. Your goal is not retirement. Your goal is not like simplicity of life. Your goal is not to get the kids out of the little people of the world out of your lives. Little people are difficult. Like I've had 9 of them, right? They're hard. They're hard because they have more energy than you. They're not wired right. They have needs that you don't have, and you're constantly laboring over them. Yeah, that's your goal. Your goal is to be like that, to be servicing people in this world to make them great too. So this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. We're made to be great. No questions. Don't even make an excuse anymore. Like if you're great at music, go start a music business and make it great. If you're great at, working out, go start a working out business and make it great. And oh, by the way, if the business appears to be failing, then it means you got to step up your game. You got to sleep less. You start doing harder things, more difficult things. So anyway, God bless you. Get the Mass, pray the daily rosary, live a sacramental life, and take care, all of you. God bless you all.